we have Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. This is going to be the co-main event for the flyweight title. It's actually going to be the rematch they fought a couple years ago, I believe. Pantoja, the cannibal, 26-5. He is 4-1 his last five, coming off of that split decision victory over Brandon Moreno for the championship. Very good fight. One of the great fights of the year so far. He's fighting against Brandon Royval, Raw Dog, 15-6, 3-2 in his last five. He's coming off of that KO victory over Matheus Nicolau. Brandon Royval will be the slightly younger fighter, but not too much difference there. He will be the bigger fighter overall. He has a 4-inch height advantage here. Odds for this fight. Pantoja opened up at a minus 260, and he has since been bet down to minus 190. So actually a lot of people have been taking dog odds on Royval over the last few months or so, actually, because I think these odds opened up in September. So they've been
Yeah.
open up for quite a while, actually. Interesting. Yeah, Pantoja, I mean, he's a good all-around fighter. He has solid striking, above average grappling. I think he's a fantastic grappling. Don't want to disrespect the champ too much. He has a good calf kick, able to press forward, really great durability as well. Works the body with kicks and punches. I also think he has good straight shots that have a lot of pop on them at the end. His grappling though is where I think he really shines. He can flow through the transitions really well. Scrambles are excellent. He's able to take the back with ease in a lot of these fights, and he's a rear naked choke guru. I mean, look at how many all these like rear naked chokes this guy has had in his career thus far. So I also think that he has a solid ground pound in the top position as well. Pantoja also has a great gas tank, and we saw in the last fight he's able to work well within 5 round situations. Royval, kind of the opposite. He is the definition of kill or be killed, boom or bust. He has good striking, good wide range of attacks, and get a little wild. It's worked out for him at points, and sometimes it doesn't work out for him. He finished Matheus Nicolau with that style, but he also can get dropped or taken down himself in these wild exchanges, like we saw in his loss against Brandon Moreno, and also in the first matchup between these two. Royval has good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. I think he is slick on the ground with his subs. He's more of a sub over a position fighter, will hunt for subs rather than try to defend or get back up. This is a rematch from 2 years ago. I just don't see how this is going to go any different. I believe that Pantoja should have leveled up after becoming a champ to offset any improvement that Royval has made. An example of a championship level fighter leveling up is when Leon Edward, he beat Kamaru Usman, right? After the headshot dead, you saw in that third fight, Leon came in and was a much better fighter. I do think that once you win the championship, you're that much hungrier, especially in your first title defense, to improve your game and constantly get better. The only reservation that I have right now is the odds. That seems maybe I'm missing something. I don't know, because I would imagine that the odds would be even wider, right? Pantoja won this matchup in the first time, but people are actually buying in on Royval, and now Pantoja is a minus 190. So the pick here is Pantoja inside the distance. I do think that he's a potential parlay piece, but I'm going to hold off until the end of the week on face-offs to lock it in. I just feel like that line's a little trappy. I don't know why. Minus 190 is like they almost want you to buy that line for some reason. So I'll take Pantoja inside the distance. Alex, what do you think about this?
Yeah, so I feel like I have a pretty good read on this fight. I mean, I think this is going to be I think this is going to be a really exciting fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. So when I broke down this fight, right, there are three things that kind of jump out to me. The first is Royval's constant pace and pressure. He's almost always the one moving forward. Number two, kind of counter to what you said, but it's Pantoja's gas tank. So he starts the first round of every fight like incredibly strong. But visually, it looks like he's kind of starting to fade. The later the fight goes on, like it just looks like he's breathing heavy. But I will say though, he does still manage to like get these takedowns and hit pretty hard. So that's number two is his gas tank, and then number three is Pantoja. He's going to have the raw strength advantage over Royval. I think similar to the first fight between them, Pantoja is going to be able to find those takedowns. Um, so I kind of understand why Royval is a popular underdog bet in this fight. Um, similar to the Brandon Moreno fight against Pantoja. If Royval can kind of just survive the first, round and a half, 2 rounds, his pace and pressure can kind of just, be too much for Pantoja. Like in that first fight, that first round, it was like a heavy, heavy grappling exchange with a lot of transitions. And when Royval got out of it, Pantoja looked like he was, kind of starting to gas. He was breathing heavy. Um, but Royval just found himself getting taken down again and getting rear naked choked. Um, so um, the issue, so like I'm picking Pantoja to win here, and I think that the issue with if you're picking Royval to win because you think he's going to survive a round and a half, then be able to kind of outpace Pantoja. The issue I see with that is um, Royval's Brandon Royval's like pressure and pace is what gets him taken down. Like he'll keep moving forward and he'll kind of like lose that balance. And he is very like thin frame, and so it's very easy for someone like Pantoja who has a lot of raw strength to take him down. And so he does have a good get up game, but I think he's gonna constantly find himself in these in bottom position and getting his back taken. So yeah, I mean, I like Pantoja here. I think he's gonna win. I think he's either gonna get the early round sub or it's gonna go to decision. But yeah, give me Pantoja in this fight.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I similar to you. I mean, I agree with that. So, do you think it's a little trap? Like, why is a lot of people taking the dog odds? Because the odds didn't get any higher. They have just gotten lower in the last few months.
Yeah, so like when I watched that first fight between them, dude, Pantoja was gassed after
Who's guess?
uh, that first round exchange, and like if I'm a live better, like that was something where I would actually bet on Royval after losing that first round. But yeah, again, like Royval just, he he always gets taken down because he's moving forward so much. So I think people are just seeing that pace, that pressure, and kind of fading Pantoja's gas tank, especially in a 5 round fight. I think that's why people are taking Royval. But yeah, I'm going Pantoja here.
Cool. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens in the co-main event. I think that is also, for as long as it lasts, could be a potential another candidate for fight of the night. So see what happens there.